Hello! So I have not recorded in a very long time, and I'm trying to look at the lens and not at the little screen because it's annoying when people do this. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so like I said, I haven't recorded in a long time. I am still planning on doing reviews. I guess you can consider this kind of a channel update, but it's going to be more like a vlog type video, which I haven't done a vlog in forever either. But yeah, I wanted to do kind of like, not tutorials, but like certain kinds of videos, and I don't do good at making tutorials, so I figured I'll just record them like a vlog, and I'll do more of a tutorial thing on my website. So yeah, I guess this would be part one of, I'm trying to make the attic look good. This is where I am, this is where I film, is my attic, and I mean, it's like just a quick like look around and stuff. I'll show more in a little bit. But yeah, I am planning on reviewing. I'm actually going to try and review this in a little bit once this camera gets more of a charge, because I'm actually tethered to the cord right now, which isn't too bad. I mean, I record right here. Yeah, a few things is basically this wall here. Planning on getting it more in the background when I film videos. I'm trying to make it look nice, and you can see there's like a giant mess of things. I did hang a couple of things here. I have this, which I've never made a video on it. I did this last year, and last year I did not really post that much at all. Basically, these are movie marquees? Movie milars. I think that's the right word. That's another word for it anyway. Basically, every time you go to the theater, like these giant ones, the Thor one and the Avengers ones would be the ones hanging above the actual theater door. They light up and stuff like in the little box, and yeah, they get harder to find as time goes by. Like, I think the Iron Man 3 one was the hardest one to find. I did set it up so it lights up. I'll show you that. Well, I'll show you that right now, actually. Yeah. It looks a lot bluer on camera than it is. It looks a lot better in person, I'll say that right now. One thing I don't like is the Captain America and Iron Man thing overlap. I have magnets holding the plastic in. I could do this a lot better. This was my first attempt on it, and I think it's alright. I basically got a little switch there on the side. I don't know if you can see it. It's hooked up to a 9-volt battery, and yeah. But yeah, basically, I want to put this stuff away. I might do a video standalone on this later, but like a good way to display like Power Ranger morphers and stuff, since a lot of them are strap based, is this Bracelet Display from Walmart. It's a few bucks. You can get them online pretty cheap too, eBay and stuff. And yeah, they strap right on. I mean, the straps are like pulled to like pretty thin, like they fit. That's the main point. They're like stretched pretty much to strap on as far as they can go, but they fit. They look nice. I'm gonna get a few more of those for some of these. This is a Halloween hammer. I'm gonna try and put up somewhere. Like I said, I already put up a couple of things. I'm using command hooks for the most part, and I wanted to put up a shelf, which is one thing I'm probably gonna do a video on later. But I don't want to like do anything into the wall. I could, but it's just way more work than it needs to be. And what I'm gonna hang on the shelf or put on the shelf isn't going to be heavy. Let me sit down here. So basically, I think I'm going to try and get balsa wood, because balsa wood is really light. You can get it in like super light. Like, you could break balsa wood with your hands. I mean, almost anyone can. There's actually a sheet right there, but that one's thicker. There's pretty lightweight, thin balsa wood that these command hooks, I'm sure, can hold onto no problem. What I'm going to put on them is not going to weigh anything, so I'm thinking I'm going to just hot glue them together, paint the wood and everything, make it look nice. Hopefully it'll work out. I'm also trying to repaint like this Halo gun. I want to make it, you know, look more like a prop from the game. I got all the screws out. The only problem I'm having getting out is the little, I don't even know what you would call this little metal bar here. You're supposed to be able to like hit it with a hammer and like a little pin or needle or something, and it should come out, but I'm having a little trouble with that. But hopefully I can get it out, paint it. I'll film some of that. I'm going to be doing black washes on this because I do want to do a diorama on it. If you didn't know, that's another thing I might do on the channels, on this channel. I mean, I have multiple channels. don't use any of them. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do a black wash on these. Actually, pretty soon I brought up some paint here. I might film that. If I do, it'll probably be included here. If you don't know, like my friend, he does dioramas. Like, there's one way over there in the corner where Goku's fallen over, but basically he helped with that. He did most of the work on that. I just did some of the cutting for him. There's a Turtles one that I used for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles week. And there's a Zoids one that isn't complete back there. I know the camera work is really crappy right now. But yeah, basically, there's probably going to be more of that kind of stuff going on this channel. It's not going to be all just reviews and unboxings. Want to branch out and do more things, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, if I do the black washing and I film it, then that's what's coming up next. Alright, so I just got done finishing 2 reviews. Hopefully, at least one of these will be up with this video. Before this video, I did the Star Wars Shattered Empire and Silk, which they're both good. Watch the reviews, please. Yeah, next I'm gonna try and do the painting. I know I said like maybe I'll finish recording here. I'm still got time, so I'm gonna try and do that. I actually still have stuff set up, my lights, my microphone, though it's not plugged in at the moment. And I'm probably not gonna plug it in for this because just like keep the audio consistent. Why not? Put this tripod up here, and yeah, I'll set everything up and we'll see how this goes. Alright, so let's see if I can get this right. Basically what I want to do here is try to black wash. I think I'm going to do Sledge first, and then I'll try and maybe do some of the Red Ranger. If you don't know, black washing is to kind of bring out the detail. Red Ranger doesn't have too much that needs to be done, just the arms a little bit. I like the, you know, how they're like scaly and stuff, to make them pop a little bit more. I don't know. Let's take these weapons off, actually. Don't know like how much good it'll do, but for Sledge, I think it'll actually do a pretty good job. He has a whole bunch of detail. I think he actually could use some silver dry brushing as well. It would be nice to repaint him all copper, but I don't feel like going through the process of like just that in any single way. So I'm just gonna go with that. I have my black acrylic paints here, and I do have some water. Basically, I'm just gonna mix it together. The consistency, now I've done this before. Getting it right isn't too hard, but we'll see how it goes. Just gonna put a little bit there. Get some water. See if I can pour this. Whoop, overdid it a little bit. I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but it's fine. Basically, I can just add more black if I need to. Let's move some of this over, actually. And I don't want it too runny, but I don't want it thick. That's basically the main thing. You don't want it too thick. You want it to run into like the little cracks and everything, and then enough so you can wipe all the excess off. And basically, if you do Gundams and stuff like that, it's like a lot like panel lining, inking, you know. Actually, let me take his gun off, and where do I? Let's just start with this little green part right here and just see how that. You can see it's a little bit too runny here. Like, it's getting in there, but it's not sticking as well as I'd want it to. So let's add a little bit more black to this little puddle. And then mix it up again. And really it is just trial and error. So, yeah, I definitely put way too much there. That's my fault, but I'm using like a giant water bottle and I'm like leaning behind the camera, so it's a lot easier when you don't have all that equipment around you. You can see here it is getting in the little cracks. Is it staying good? I can't tell you right now. It doesn't look like it really is. I'm still need definitely more black to get this going better. Yeah. Let's see. Now, basically, a lot of people I've seen have their own kind of way of doing this where they wouldn't black it out as much as I'm doing. Like, a lot of people go a lot lighter on this than I do. But I'll go way more heavy on it and then start wiping it off. Then go again and start wiping it off. Why? I don't know. It's just how I do things, I guess. And as you can see, the black is definitely sticking on there. You can already see the difference of it staying on there. Let's see if there's anything on the chest plate here. Yeah, the chest, we're getting a little bit, not too much as I was hoping for. But you can definitely see it in the grain. Yeah, basically just gonna keep going with this for a while, and it's really just go brush over it, wipe it off, brush over it, wipe it off. Some people wait a little bit for it to dry a little bit longer and then wipe it off, and it's actually a pretty good idea because you're getting it in the cracks. That's the main issue. Like, as you can see, like the arms here have like all these scales. The main thing is you want it to dry more in the cracks, and then you can wipe off like the flat surfaces above it, and it'll leave a lot more detail in there. Because funny enough, I don't know if a lot of people notice this, but like figures really do have a good amount of detail, a lot of action figures, but the way the paint is done on them, it gets rid of all that detail. All the Transformers have it. Just this figure alone has a pretty good amount. Yeah, it's really, you can't expect them to like paint them like all super high detailed and stuff, but there's like a good way to make little things like this look nice. And this is like about $6 figure. So, worst you can do is, well, basically have to run it underwater to wash off all of this. But yeah, let's I'm gonna continue here for a little bit, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, so just a quick update. You can see definitely the big difference between the two arms here. I do have a little bit of extra paint running down here, but it's not that big of a deal. It is water-based paint, if you're wondering. It's acrylic paint, so if I don't like how it turns out, basically water. Water will solve that issue. I did some here in the back. I still gotta do the legs a little bit. I did leave this arm regular on purpose, and you'll wipe off the excess paint on his, whatever you want to call that weird hair thing, and do the other arm. But yeah, I think it's coming out, pretty good. It does look better than it did when I got it. I will probably do a silver dry brushing of this at some point, maybe tomorrow or something. Not today because I don't have the paint with me. But yeah, I just wanted to show a quick update on how it looks. A lot different. You can see there is a little bit extra black paint there. If I wanted to, I could, kind of just like get it out of there. But I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Finish up the other arm, let it dry, get on with the Red Ranger. I am going to put a full tutorial on how to do this on my website. And yeah, that's pretty much that. We'll see how this turns out in a second. Alright, so as you can see, I did go a little heavy on the black because I am going to try and darken him up a little bit more. In the show he is more silver and black than he is his bronze color. His arms, I think, came out looking pretty good. This one could use a little bit more. It's a little bit brighter than this one, or maybe take off a little bit more to paint on that one. Not really sure. Probably going to add a little bit more. But yeah, you can see the detail came out pretty good, like the highlights on the lines here. Some places obviously a little bit more than others, but yeah, compared to how he was before, I think he came out pretty good. Anything like this where it's excess paint, just wipe off. I've been doing it with my fingers just because it's a little bit easier than using the paper. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Blackwashing, it's good. It makes, like I said, cheaper figures look a lot nicer and more expensive than they are. Doesn't change the fact that he is still very limited in articulation. I still have to do the gun. You can see the difference though in the color. I mean, these things were like the same color before. It's a little bit darker. You can't see too much, but yeah, definitely in the arms and like the waist right there. Yeah, I think it came out pretty good. So I'm going to do the Red Ranger's arms and probably finish up this video pretty soon. Alright, so as you can see, it does bring out the detail quite a bit. His arms are a little bit more, well, a lot more darker than they were before. And I'm going to be honest, I do really like it. You know, I might do a little bit more detail like on the weapon eventually, and in like some paint on that. For now, I think that looks pretty good. If you want a comparison of like, let's see, the Blue Ranger right here, or the Aqua Ranger. You can see it just pops out the color so much better, brings out the detail. Wish there was more I could do to it. Don't even want to attempt painting the back of it, but yeah, it definitely helps. But yeah, it's just my preference. If you guys want to try this, I figured I might as well add this to this vlog. If you guys are still watching, you know, thanks. It's awesome. Otherwise, I'm sure I've probably lost some subscribers by now, because, like, what is this? Vlogs? Reviews. They're totally coming. But, yeah, I'm probably going to end the video here. So, once again, I'll be doing some of these periodically, showing the updates on the attic and everything, and random stuff like this, painting the Halo gun and everything. And, yeah, I hope you guys tune in and check that out. Hopefully you don't unsubscribe after watching this. And, yeah. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.